Hey, my name is Peter, and in this video, I'd like to share 3 tips or insights from an e-learning video production I did for a client last week. The first insight is preparation of the content, the second one is the technical preparation and setup, and the last one is making the client or the presenters at ease. So the first insight, preparation of the content is, as we know, super important. Without quality content, that e-learning video is not going to be successful. But besides the actual content you'll be recording, who are the presenters? Does he or she have experience in speaking on camera? And based on their experience or preference, will we be using a slide deck? Are we using a fully written transcript? Or just bullet points for the presenter to improvise, if that is their way of teaching? In the case of the client of last Friday, there were a total of 5 different presenters. And in terms of content, there was a slide deck accompanied with a fully written transcript. But using a fully written transcript is not always recommended because it is a skill on its own to keep a certain, realism or authentic presentation style. People often forget to breathe during reading a script, taking breaks, or they forget to use intonation, hand gestures, or even to smile when it's not their turn, for example. But that being said, if prepared well, written transcripts could result in a much smoother production flow, meaning more content recorded on a shorter time notice. And I ask my clients to share the final script about 2 to 3 days before the production takes place. So I can give suggestions on the structure, deleting the markup, adding call to actions. And I have done productions in the past where the script was not delivered on time by the client, which resulted in the client having to rewrite major parts of the scripts because of my feedback on the content hook, the structure, or missing call to actions. And that is something you do not want to be doing on the day of the shoot itself. If you're using a fully written transcript for a video, I have a few tips on how to structure the documents. First and foremost, do not put any markup, such as large titles, H1s, H2s, or bullet points, or even colored text, because most prompter apps will not show any of that markup. I always copy paste from a document like a Google Doc or a Microsoft document into a TXT file, and that removes all the markup anyway. If there's multiple presenters, I would announce them with square brackets, including his or her name. And to keep the transcript clean, I also suggest when you introduce a new speaker or a new chapter, use a new paragraph and end the paragraph with a triple forward slash. If you want the speaker to take a longer break, or for that matter, to breathe, add a single or perhaps a double forward slash to indicate a pause. As for the slide deck, make sure the slides are final in landscape mode, not squared, and have company-specific fonts embedded in the presentation. If you don't know how that works, I will share a link below on how that can be done in Microsoft PowerPoint. The second insight, the technical preparation and setup. In this case, the production took place in my film studio, and I always over-prepare because as a producer, whether that's yourself or an external partner, you don't want to be testing out things 5 minutes before the client arrives. You want to make sure that all the cameras, the audio, the lights, but also the slide deck and the prompter are fully ready to go. And I personally do all the technical setup the day before the production takes place. For this specific project, we had up to 3 speakers at once in the setting, sitting at a high table with high chairs. And I use 4 identical cameras, 1 general overview and a close-up per person. And some people will say that's overkill, but I believe that for a high-quality e-learning video, it should be nice to watch. Sticking to 1 camera and a slide deck could be too static in case the classes are 5 minutes or more. You want to keep the attention of the viewer. But also, name me 1 TV program that was filmed with 1 camera alone. Sure, it's not a TV program, but you also just want to keep the attention of the viewer. In the weeks before the production, together with my client, we decide the look of the film studio. Basic, cozy, modern, clean, you name it. And if the presenters want to sit on a low or a high chair, or if they prefer standing up next to another presentation TV so they can interact with that TV. Whatever their presentation style actually prefers is what we do for the setup. And then lastly, a third insight. I want to make sure that the client and the presenters feel at ease when they arrive in the studio. I always offer specialty coffee, different tastes of tea, chilled and room temperature water, a smoothie, and also provide fruits such as bananas, apples, and grapes, or cereal cookies, for example. I guess that's my hospitality experience speaking here. But making the presenters at ease is not only by giving them food or drinks, but it's also by talking to them, starting by doing a little small talk. If I don't know beforehand, what's your function at company X or Y? Have you ever done this speaking on camera? And if you make any mistakes, don't worry, we have multiple cameras so we can cut out a small mistake. And we have more than enough time for another retake, for example. And certainly people who have not had the experience in talking on camera, the amount of hardware, all the cameras and the multiple screens with the slide deck and so forth, that is in front of them might be overwhelming. But being the technical geek I am, I love comforting and coaching people on camera. It's a part of my job that I love, as I have mentioned in a previous video. Which one do you think matters most? The content preparation, the slide deck, the script, the technical preparation and setup, the cameras, audio, set design, or making the client or the presenters feel at ease? Let me know below in the comments. I'm happy to elaborate on this, and I hope this was helpful. And if you'd like to have some help with e-learning video productions, always feel free to contact me.